Welcome back. In this video, we are going to run a program using Python. And I'm going to show you there are two ways to run a program using Python, very simple program. And the first method I'm going to show you is how to run this program inside the browser-based IDE. That is for you to get started as quickly as possible. You can use the browser-based IDE. But I strongly suggest you learn the second way to do the programming, that is download a Visual Studio code and then use that to write Python programs and test it. But in this video, I'm going to show you both ways. One is to run the program in a browser-based IDE and also run the program in a Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's get started with running the program in a browser-based IDE. So for that, we'll take you to onlinegdb.com. Once you go there, it automatically brings you this up, right? So again, it's a simple one-line code here. It's called hello world, print hello world. And to run it, you run that button and it shows you the output message over here at the bottom. Okay, and that is a one-line code, print hello world. As you know, every programmer's journey start by writing a one-line code that says hello world, right? And that is the one-line code over here, and this is the output. And once you type the code here, you hit the run button, and then that shows the output over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go and then bring another program here. And I have already typed. And don't worry, in the next video, I will explain what this program is and how does it work, how many instructions it contains, what each instruction do, right? All of that I will explain in the next video. But in this video, just understand, okay, there's some program here. I'm going to run this program and see what is the output here. When I run this program, you see, first thing it's asking is, what's your name? Let's say I type John. Then it's asking over here, enter the first number. I type 34. Enter the second number. I type 16. And then press enter. And then it says your name is John. The total of two numbers you entered is 50. That is 34 plus 60. So basically what this program is doing is it's collecting name from the user, collecting one number from the user, collecting another number from the user, and then it's displaying the name back to the user, and then it's also displaying the sum of those two numbers. So that is a simple program over here that collects a name, collects two numbers, it adds those two numbers, displays the name, and displays the sum. Okay, so that is a simple program using this website called onlinegdb.com. Again, I suggest that you use this only just to get started with. If you are in a hurry to get started, use this. Otherwise, I strongly suggest you download and install Visual Studio Code and run the programs in the Visual Studio Code. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the same program and run it in Visual Studio Code. That's in the next part of this same video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Visual Studio Code here, and that may take, there you go. So it's launching the Visual Studio Code. Now we need to install certain things, but before I install, let me go and show you how to create a new file or how to open an existing file. And I have a folder here on my C drive here, as you see. Under a folder called Python, there is a program called firstprogram.py. I'm going to open that file. Okay, I'm going to open the file, and it is on C drive under the folder called Python. I'll double click on it, and it opens this file. Right? Very simple thing. So all you do is go open a file, and it asks you where is the file that you were trying to open is located. I want to say, okay, it's located over here, and then open. Now, before I run this, I can simply click on run button. I need to do a few things. The one thing that you need to do is go and install, go to these extensions and install something called Code Runner. So, and I have already installed it. Let me uninstall it. And you go here, type code runner. It'll show you the code runner. So that's a code runner. Install, click on install. The second thing you need to do is install Python debugger. Python debugger, Python debugger. Click here, and I have already installed, so I'm going to uninstall it just for a second and install it. I got that installed. Once you get these two installed, then you come to, let me come over here, first program. So now to run the program, you need to click on run code, run Python file. And here, this is the output, right? What's your name? So it's asking for the name. Let me type John, enter the first number, 34, second number, 16. And as you saw in the previous web-based IDE, here is the output where it's displaying the output name, and there is the number. This is how you run a simple program in Python. So if you want to create another file, for example, just a test file, okay, let me create a new file, and it's asking what type of file it is. I want to create a Python file, and let's say I type print hello world, and I want to save it, Control S to save it. It's asking me where do you want to save it. It's suggesting me that folder. That's fine. I want to save it as test.py. So I saved it over there. Now you can run it. Click on here, and that should display hello world over here. What we have learned so far is to run a program in a web-based IDE and also run a program in Visual Studio Code. So we ran a program in a web-based IDE, and then also showed you how to run that program in a Visual Studio Code. So in the next video, what I'm going to explain is how to understand what this program is all about. What are the different instructions in this? There's an instruction here, another instruction, right? And I'll explain what each one of these instruction is and what it does, how to use them, what is a variable, all of that. That's coming up in the next video. Thank you.